Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. My name is Daniel and I'm the High Mileage Helper. On this channel, my goal is to be able to help you learn more about the RV transporting industry, as well as give how-to videos for your truck and then give recommendations along the way. So if this is our first time meeting, just consider subscribing, hitting the like button if you get good value. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some different lights that you might need to be able to replace soon on your Ram truck specifically, as well as a few little light upgrades that I have done for my toolbox setup in my bed of my truck. Maybe other people might consider that valuable as well. So we'll go ahead and get right into the video. All right, guys, so the one light in the cab that I do have is a Ram 35 ST owner. I know some people have the lights up here in the front, up above here, but I do not. I only have one light in here, and honestly, Ram, I'm really not happy about it, but it is what it is. You know, I've put up with it for, 5 years, so it is what it is at this point. But basically, I have one light, and that's right up here. And I had the pleasure of having that light go out on me, finding out actually at the end of the day on a recent trip that I took. So I believe it was the next day that I went to O'Reilly's and asked and got the right light bulbs for that. And just so you are aware, apparently these lights last quite a while with all the use that I put during my 10-hour breaks, if I do have it on in between sleeping and waking up and all that. Evidently these lights last quite a bit with all the use that I've put on them. I didn't really think about it, but man, I've really used this inner cab light, whatever you want to call this ceiling cab light, just a ton. I've left it on many nights. Obviously it does kick off at a certain point. It has that feature on the truck, but man, I've used it so much, and honestly, I can now, once I realized it was dead, I thought back, man, it's been getting darker and darker and darker over time. It's just not as bright in here, and so I was like, wow, that's definitely noticeable. So whether your light is actually dead or not, I would encourage you, if you want some more light in your truck, it's a possibility you might get some more light out of just simply replacing it preemptively as a means to get some more light. So for my truck, this is a Ram 3500 2012. It's the one light that I have. The one that I got from O'Reilly's is the Long Life 578. Let me show you what it looks like. Came in a pack of 2. I think you could have bought one as well, but this is what it looks like. It is not a normal looking bulb that maybe you've seen, or maybe the cab lights that I replaced up above the truck. I've got a video talking about that, but this is definitely different. Also, it was very easy to actually get this thing undone. Well, all I did was I think it was a flathead, and there's a little notch right here. I don't know if you can see that. A little notch right here, and I was able to just kind of stick that in there and carefully, this is plastic, carefully remove this, and I'll go do that right now and kind of show you what's inside. All right, so this is what it's going to look like inside. Again, this is where it kind of just kind of snaps in here at the top there. I had some actual bugs in here, little flies or something that I cleaned up a little bit before, but this is essentially what you're dealing with. That's where it kind of snaps in there. You can easily pull this out if you don't have fat fingers like me, but basically it just kind of snaps in there real easily. It takes 2 seconds to replace. You put the new one in. Obviously I wouldn't have it on when you're doing this kind of job, but just simply take it out, put the new one in, put the cover back on there, let it carefully snap in. You don't want to break it. There we go, and you are good to go. And I don't know how light that really looks like on camera, but I got to tell you, that is so much brighter than what it was before. Again, this is just a simple little light to replace on your Ram 3500 or 2500, whatever truck. If you have this type of setup, it's really easy to tell if this is the right light you need to replace. Just simply open up the cover and see if that's the right one. Again, this is a 578 Long Life kit, so there's 2 in there at a time. It is a 12.8 volt 10 watt So just, if that'll help you, that is the first light that I just had to replace for the first time on my truck, and I'm so glad I did it. I wish I would have done it earlier. I would have probably saved, you know, several times where it was just so dark I had to, you know, get my phone out or get a flashlight out to see what's moving around in the truck, what I got to move, what I need to do. So anyways, that is the first light I replaced. All right, guys, so the next two lights that I'm going to be talking about is going to be the under arm light right underneath here that shines down. It's the white light. And then I have the amber light on the corner of the actual mirror. So we're going to go ahead and get into that. All right, so as you can kind of see there, looking up at the actual mirror, this is the underlight for the white light, kind of the step light to be able to see around. It shines straight down. This is what I got off of Amazon. I was just kind of expecting a simple LED light that's, you know, probably from China, not very good quality of a light, just shining down. What I found out was these lights that I got, and I'll put the link in the description, these lights on these under mirror lights are just absolutely insane. They are so much brighter. The old ones were LEDs, the new ones are LEDs, but there's like 3 rows of like 3 or 4, something like that. And they are just incredible. I might try to get a shot of them when it's actually nighttime and kind of put it up on the screen here for you. But it is so much brighter. I did have one light go out, and so I just replaced them both just to, you know, preemptively go for it. And man, oh man, I was just so pleased with how bright they are and just how easy it is. Simply all you have to do is just pop one side of it off, and then the whole thing will kind of drop down, and then you just plug in the power connector. I mean, it's so simple, but you can kind of see a little bit better there, all the different LEDs. So there's even more than what I said, but simply able to pop this out, use a flathead, a very thin flathead, pop this out, pull it down, just you know, positive and negative straight to it for the ground there, and then pop it back in. And man, oh man, I'm just so pleased with it. This is not the, you know, knockoff. If this is the knockoff version that I got for feel like dirt cheap off of Amazon, I'll take that all day. Very good quality lights. I got them on both sides, replaced them both there. And then on the next light, the actual corner light on the mirror here. All right, let me go ahead and turn on the light here for the amber lights. And that's basically in the daytime, shining fairly bright there. It looks like there's 2 different lights going off, and then kind of the whole thing lights up as well. I'm not as impressed. This is not, you know, absolutely ridiculous, you know, light coming off from this, but it is plenty enough, obviously, during the day as well as at nighttime. It's much more than that, obviously, to be able to get to this. Forgive me, my mirror has seen better days. I think this was like some type of sign. I can't remember what happened here, but it is what it is. It was not during transport, I know that. But basically all you have to do is push. Let me turn off the turn signal there. All you have to do is push towards the outside here, and very carefully, because this is plastic, and then the mirror here, you don't want to bend it or crack anything. You're going to push it all the way outside, and then you're going to take your finger back here and slowly, and then you're going to slowly pull towards you, just very slowly, and trying to get each corner, because there's a thing, basically it's like an X. There's a snap portion here, here, down, and down. And so essentially you're going to want to get this to be able to pop out all 4 corners, to be able to pull this whole thing out so that you can get to what you can see right down, let's see, inside there. There we go. That's where the positive and negative connect to. There's one little, I believe it's a hex screw, and once you get that screw out, the whole thing essentially just falls down, and you just disconnect it, put the new one in, put the one screw back in, and you're good to go. So replacing these 2 sets of lights, honestly, first of all, the white, the white floor lights, or whatever you'd call them, that was just, it was worth it to upgrade. I consider the ones that I bought off of Amazon an absolute upgrade over than the stock ones. I'm assuming I believe they were still the stock ones from forever ago. Finally went out, but we'll kind of see how long they last, being these LEDs having a lot more light. producing out of it. But so I'm very pleased with getting both of these sets replaced when I did finally. I know one of them went out, but I just wanted to replace all of them just to have them have a brand new set, maybe see if they'll last even longer than the first ones, and be brighter. So anyways, that is as far as it goes for the Ram specific lights that I wanted to share with you. Again, the links will be down in the description, but this is for a 2012. I'm assuming it's probably the same for a lot of other years, but I've just been very pleased with these lights here, and now I'm finally happy with having a an inner cab light that's actually going to, the only light that I have is actually going to work again. So that does it for the truck side. Now we'll go ahead and get to the toolbox lights. All right, so that is my light in my toolbox. That light is essentially just a on and off switch. It's run off of a AAA battery. It is LED lights, so obviously should last a long time. Yes, they were made in China. I will try to get the exact model that I got. I think it was off of Amazon for you. Put that down in the link below. But essentially, it does have a sticky side, and then it Velcros to the other side that goes to the actual piece. And I'll kind of pull this off and show you. But essentially, sticking this from my ceiling, I can just flip the switch. I can control how bright I want it to be, how much I want it to actually be shining off using power. And essentially, if you're picking up a trailer late at night, if you're wanting to check something, wanting to grab a tool, if you have a tire blowout, if you name it, you obviously know the value of having an extra third hand, having light inside your toolbox to grab what you need to grab, do what you need to do. So having this light just kind of it's stuck to the top of it, it's velcroed, and then you could peel it off and put it else, somewhere else if you needed it for a certain area. Obviously it's not going to be velcroed to something else to be secure, but you could use this as many times as you need to. Just keep replacing the AAA batteries and just kind of keep rolling with it. So these are the lights that I've installed to my toolbox in my truck here, and I did one on the left side and then one on the center, the lower area for my toolbox here. Essentially having one on the right side wouldn't really make sense for me because there's nothing on the right side I really need to grab unless something has catastrophically gone wrong, and then probably in that case I've got more than enough time. That's where all my fluids are. If I've lost a whole bunch of fluid, there's probably a really bad reason why. So it's not too big of a concern over there. I really don't mess with it that often, but that is more storage, deep storage for what I usually do. And so it's the center console that I really wanted to have a light on for it when I am hooking up to a trailer, when I am doing stuff for this center compartment. Just having it right here, right on the side here in the center of the top. Right now this battery is dead because I left it on in the on position for who knows how many full days, but essentially you would just flip it to the on position, and then you control with this lever here how bright you want it to be. So even if you're in the dead of night and you just get it to the on position but it's not as bright as you want, just feel around, feel this, and then turn it to the brightness that you need it to be at for this. And essentially this is going to shine obviously more towards here, not as much directly down into the toolbox, but I think that it's more than enough shining down in this direction. And if you really needed to, you could just hold the lid at the right angle that you want to be able to see what you need to see down in here, to be able to get the light you need. So essentially this is my LED setup for my toolbox. This is about as about as cheap and as I've thought about wiring some 12-volt LED strips, running it to a switch in the cab or running a switch right inside the toolbox. I think that's a little bit overkill at this point. I really don't need that big of an operation going on for some lights going in my toolbox. This is more than enough. This is plenty fine for me. Running some AAA batteries, running these LED little switches, and it being just super easy, convenient, quick to have these installed. So I'll try to find these on Amazon if I can. I'll get the thing closest to it to be easy for you, but this is just a thought. This may be a help to you, maybe it's not. Maybe you already have a flashlight, setup system. You've got your own routine. Knock yourself out, do what you got to do. But this is kind of my my setup for now and what I'm doing. And yeah, just wanted to share this with you. Again, the lights for the truck, but also this is definitely a handy little thing to be able to see inside your toolbox when you need to. And honestly, you could probably have multiple of these in your bed, or having them on the underside of your bed rail if you really needed it. Down in here, I've got some stuff in here right now, but along the underneath of the rail, if you really needed to, this would, I think, would be plenty enough light to be able to shine down into the center of the bed, to be able to help you see what you need to see. So hopefully this video was a help to you, just getting some ideas for lights, getting a helpful reminder of replacing some lights, maybe even preemptively, especially in that cab one. I didn't save the old light, unfortunately, but that old cab light, it was almost blacked out, and I'm assuming that didn't just happen the last second when it popped or when it shorted out or whatever. I think I was losing a lot of light, a lot of voltage, a lot of whatever lumens, I guess, from the light for a very long time. And so preemptively change that light out. It takes 2 seconds. It's very cheap to buy. I just wanted to be able to help you out with your light setup for your truck, and maybe even your toolbox. So anyways, hopefully you have a great day today. Stay safe, guys, and God bless.